Hi everyone and happy Friday. I thought I'd do something a little different today. If you're not aware, Amazon does have another 3 for the price of 2 sale going on. So far I have managed to be strong myself, but I think more of it is there's not too many books in it. I don't So that's probably the main reason. I don't know if they're going to add to it, take away, how they're going to do it. I'm going to put the link to the promotion below. The way I look for coloring books in there is just typing in coloring into the search bar to filter it. That doesn't catch them all, but it catches most of them. So what I figured I would do as I was looking through that list, I was like, there are some books that a lot of people are familiar with, and everybody has flip throughs, including me. Daydreams by Hannah Carlzon I know is one. Joanna Basford's World of Flowers was on there. Some Kirby Rosanna's books were on there, Magimorphia and Anamorphia, which those probably haven't had a lot of recent flip throughs of those. So what I'm going to do, so for the common ones like the Joanna Basford and well, we might do Kirby's, I don't know. Why don't I just do hers too? I've got a big stack and whacking pile here. Alright, so what I figured is I looked through the list and pulled the books. My gosh, my cat is outside. Hang on. Sorry, we had a whacking bunch of wind come through and I tried to run everybody off the porch and close the porch and couldn't find Reap Cheap, and of course somehow Reap Cheap hid himself on the porch and was waltzing around. So now that the wind has passed, they can go outside anyway. It doesn't look like it's pouring rain, though hopefully it is going to rain at some point. We need it. This week has been awful, y'all. I'll talk about it a little bit at the end. So my plan was to pull some books I saw from the 3 for 2 sale. Some you've seen, some you haven't. And especially for the ones that people don't see many recent flip throughs of, I would do a flip through of them. So funny, that wound up being quite a stack of books. So we are going to try to go through these quickly, but I figured this would connect nicely with the 3 for 2 sale. If there's a book that I have that has caught your eye and you haven't found a flip through of it yet, you can see it here. So I'm going to have jump links in the description with, you know, the chapter setup, links to the books on Amazon. I might try it's a big stack of books. I'm going to try to put the number of pages and everything like I normally do, but we're going to see what the description looks like. I may run out of letters. So we'll have to see how it goes, but I'll try to do this many pages, at least this many images or something like that, so you guys know. Anyway, okay, enough explanation. These are in random order. They're all mixed. One that has quite a number of books is Marjorie Sarnat. Her Magical Fairies book is on there. Like I said, we're going to try to go through these a lot quicker than I normally do. So I'm going to be showing a lot of Creative Haven books. If you're familiar with Creative Haven, not familiar with Creative Haven, medium quality paper. They, in their regular books, they have 31 images. In their color by number books, they have 46, I believe. And yeah, and they're all single-sided and perforated. So I'm going to go ahead and say that right at the get-go. And, you know, well, since they're jumps, I'll refer to it probably. Anyway, so Magical Fairies, this older book of hers. I do have a loose page in here, so I'm going to go ahead and show you this. This was the one I did the Sanderson sisters, the play on Sanderson sisters as fairies, and had a lot of fun with that picture. I don't know why I pulled it out of the book, probably just because it was a lot easier to work on. There was a lot that went on in that picture. So that is a picture in the book, I'm just not sure where. Okay. So here we go. Magical Fairies. I'm not going to worry about the descriptions. I figure at this point you're not too worried about the descriptions. You just want to see what the books look like. I love this one. So a lot of these books are either not colored in or it's only a couple pages, and I promise you it's not because I don't like these books. I do. I just don't have time. This month I have been so bummed because there were so many pages I wanted to get to tie in with the color along, and I only really have about a full week left because I'll be on vacation for a portion of next week and the week after, and really all I'm taking with me is probably my Stylish Animals Belba book and some water-based markers. I might take a book to put some pencil to, but I don't like taking alcohol markers on the plane, and we're not going to have a whole lot of downtime, so I don't need to take a whole stack of books with me. But regardless, I won't be getting a lot of coloring done while I'm gone. So a lot of these pages are going to have to wait. And the problem with that is when you make yourself wait, then all the pages you want to do next month are stacked on top of that as well. This was done using mostly the Arteza Real Brush pens. I think the background was an alcohol marker, and then of course there is some shiny gel pen. I really like the Real Brush pens. The Arteza Real Brush pens do great on Creative Haven paper. That's one of the few places I consistently use them, if you're wondering. If also, in my experience, I'm doing this just to make sure I haven't been any bleed as far as I can tell. They are watercolor, but there is some alcohol marker there. I like this one as well, of course, with the tiger. So yeah, in terms of what I like to use in Creative Haven books, alcohol marker does well. However, the really fancy expensive markers, I'm not sure about Copic, but that seems to do okay. But like the Prismacolors and stuff, I like just budget-friendly alcohol markers in here that put out more ink. They seem to be, your higher end markers may be a tad bit more streaky in these books, if I recall correctly. I love using Prismacolor pencils, Arteza pencils, softer pencils in here. I do struggle with polychromos in these books. However, I don't use them enough to sit here and say, you know, with confidence that I don't think oil-based pencils do well in here. I can't say that for sure. It's just, I know every time I try to use polychromos in here, I get, or, you know, harder lead-based pencils, I get frustrated. So, but watercolor does well in here. The Real Brush pens, like I said, do fantastic. I put them directly on the paper. Sorry, I wanted to put that close up so you had all the tiny little fairies. Cute little fairy with a dragon. Sorry, I know I sound like really wound up. There was just a whole lot going on there for a stretch of time. I was trying to pull the books for this video, then the giant monsoon started outside and I had to run all the cats in. Apparently there were branches blowing into the road I saw on up the road. I am halfway through my second cup of coffee. It is Friday after a very long and exhausting week of work, and I guess I'm pretty amped up that it is the weekend and I finally get to color something. So there you go, Magical Fairies. Maybe I should yeah, let's do all the Creative Haven ones. Alright, I gotta pause though. Alright. Sorry about that. Next up is Creative Cats, also by Marjorie Sarnat. Same thing, 31 images, average size coloring book, single-sided paper, Creative Haven series. Yeah, I didn't speed through the first one like I wanted to, so we're going to speed it up a little, I think. This is one of my oldest coloring books. There is one image missing in here that's been framed. I'm not sure where it's at, but I can show you the back cover, which has it. So this was one of the first coloring books I got, and I did a picture, the rocket ship picture, that's still one of my favorite pictures to this day. And like I said, a lot of these are older books that people may not have gotten recently, but are available on the 3 for 2 sale. So there's a Creative Cats and a Creative Kittens. Very cute. I always thought these would be cool, finished in frame side by side. Some of these actually look like they could be done in pairs like that, which I think is really neat. Lots of kitties. If I only have 9 lives, let me spend them all with you. Which is very sweet. Of course, 9 kitties. You could do that like pop art. This is one I have had my eye on for a long time. Of course, still haven't done. If I had a nickel, y'all, if I had a nickel for everyone. Yes, I could buy more coloring books. I like the artist one too. I've also used just regular alcohol marker in here, like I said. The Artesas, I have had trouble with yellowing in some of my Creative Haven books, actually across the board. And these are old school Everblends, not the newest ones, so I don't know if the newest one's yellow. So here's the page that was missing, obviously colored in, but you can get an idea of what it looks like. It's my first like really full colored pencil fancy picture, and I was always super proud of it. Alright, we'll do Creative Kittens as well. This one's been marked up a little bit. As you can see, I was testing out some different things. Again, I think I picked this one up right after Creative Cats. So it's been a little over 4 years ago. I think I've done a few in here actually. As long as I didn't, you know, I may have pulled those out. I may have to pause this at the end and see if I can find those images. I mean, at this point, I guess 1 or 2 images isn't gonna really shouldn't make or break anything. If you don't like the other 30 images in here, I don't think 1 image is probably going to make a huge difference. Yeah, at the beginning I pulled out my pages and then stopped doing that after a while. Actually, I have 2, so I'll pause this very end and see if I can find them. I think I know where they're at. I really should just stick them back in here. So these do have, this is a very cute picture actually. This is, I think if I was going to pick one I want to do next in here, it would be this one. Maybe we'll do a Sarnat September this year. I don't think I had time to do one last year, but because that was the month Maggie passed away, and it was just a really tough month for me. Maybe that will change this year. Hopefully. Hopefully it's not a similar issue. That's one reason I'm so worked up and stressed. Winry hasn't been eating much the last few days. She's been doing real well. I hadn't had any issues, and then all of a sudden it's like just she won't eat anything. This is a real cute picture as well. I like this one. So I've made her appointment Monday. I'm going to drop her off, and they're going to check her for a UTI, check her kidney values, which is what I'm afraid of, that they've deteriorated a bit. The girl just won't eat any kidney diet food. I actually tried, I ordered another one that was non-prescription, but low phosphorus, hoping she will try it. I like the bingo one too. But the only thing, lately I've been able to get her to eat is Friskies, and I'm sure that's not great for her kidneys, but at least it's wet food, which is better than dry for her. And she is so skinny, I can't afford to let her skip a few meals. And of course I'm just about to leave on my trip, and of course she does this, and it's like she knows, y'all. She knows. I like this one too with the pajamas. Oh, there's one. Yep. So here is again, this was 2018. So 4 years now. Did this one. This was a lot of fun. I think I used mostly Cali art markers. I used, I think, Tombos on the flowers. And yeah. Tried using the polychromos on these green leaves, and I just didn't like how they blended on here compared to Prismacolors. So yeah, back then I used to actually use pencil. Crazy, I know. I am trying to get back into using pencils. Okay. And I keep hitting the mic. I'm sorry. Like I said, I'm all over the place today. I'm trying to find that other picture I was telling y'all about. I know. I just sat here and said it probably doesn't make a difference. I don't know what my brain's thinking. Okay, well, if I can't find it easily, then we're going to call it good. Wow, I have quite a few in here I've not looked at in a long time. That is pretty neat. Okay, well, there's one in here that has, it's a Native American picture with owls. Oh, maybe that was from the owls book. Maybe that's why I'm confused. Okay, anyway, sorry about that. Try that again. All right. Another Marjorie Sarnat. Sure, why not? Magnificent Mermaids is on the list. Hey, girl. Did you hear Mommy talking about you? Mommy's worried about you. Love this picture. I need to be more okay with doing color alongs and just using palettes that are like already on the cover of these, because I think I would color a lot more and it would make me braver in trying things. It doesn't always have to be my own unique spin on stuff. Sometimes I can just do a color along with somebody else and it'll look just fine. Might actually just learn something from it. Girl. Anyway, yeah, I'm worried about her. She's my oldest. She's my little bird. She eats like a bird. She's always been small. Like kitten sized. She don't look 16 when you look at her. She looks like she's barely a year or two old. I just wish she'd eat. At this point, if she doesn't even want to eat, now I definitely can get her to eat kidney food, but if I could just get her to eat something, even dry crunchies or treats right now, if I could see her eat something, I would feel better. She's still up and around. She's a little quiet. I can't tell if the heat's part of it, because even Bagheera is not eating as much as he normally does. But I haven't been able to get her to eat anything yet today, and it's stressing me out. It's going to be a very long weekend if I can't at least see her eat something. Alright, speaking of yelling, here's a whole lot of yelling right here. I did this picture, I think, for the Sarnat in September, the year before last. And I'd used Arteza, I think I'd used the orange was Arteza or Shuttle Art, and that's why it yellowed so bad. Just, yeah. Shuttle Arts are bad about yellowing too, FYI. A little bit of glitter gel pen. I was trying to do complementary mermaids, like the red orange and then the green blue, so, or purple or whatever. But yeah, that red, orange red bled all over the place. Mermaid and a dragon. I thought I had done one other picture in here, but maybe I didn't. Mermaids aren't like my super go-to. I like this one too. Mermaids aren't one of my favorite things to color, but they're alright. Whoops, I need to put that back in there. Alright, I think that is all of the Marjorie Sarnat books. Okay. So there are a couple Teresa Goodridge ones on there. I just picked a couple that I haven't seen much recently of. Country Gardens. I have not colored in this one yet, though I really like this picture with the kind of the southwest feel to it. I like how she includes dogs and cats in her pictures. Her flowers and like the ivy and stuff is also really nice with the brush pens. I actually have a work in progress. It's been in place since, it's from Autumn Charm, I think since last fall, that looks amazing. I just haven't been able to get back to it yet. That's all done in the real brush pens, and it's very relaxing using the pens to blend with like the different flowers and greenery and stuff. I really enjoy doing that. I like this picture with the well, actually. Almost looks like he's wearing a little hat with a daisy on it. I know it's just peeking out of there, but it's still kind of what it looks like. Oh, I had this one flagged, I guess, as a potential. This would be fantastic if it was like 70 degrees, low humidity, and no flying bugs. I would be thrilled to be in that spot. So I have a lot of potential ones flagged. I just haven't been able to get back to it yet. Like this one with the little shed. I think it's just 31 images in here, but boy, doesn't it feel like a lot? I feel like I saw somebody do that one recently. I'm seeing a lot of people do pictures in oil pastels. That seems to be the new trend in the coloring community. Nothing wrong with that. I actually really like um, seeing people use those. I've seen people use them in backgrounds, and then I've seen people use them on just Creative Haven pictures just to color with. They seem like a fun coloring medium to use for blending. So I'm eager to get involved. I do have a small set of like cheap oil pastels I bought at one point. Oh, I think I was pretty ready to color a picture at some point and then decided against it for some reason. I like that one too. But that one's cool. I don't know, I like her Southwest stuff quite a bit. Alright. So there is Country Gardens. Country Farm Scenes is another one by Teresa Goodridge. I think this is another one I haven't colored in yet. I don't think I'm going to get any more Teresa Goodridge books for a while. I love her art. I love the pictures. When I color them, like I'm coloring the one in Autumn Charm, they turn out beautiful, but I've got to be in a particular mood for these. And if I'm not, they just don't get colored in. They're beautiful pictures, and I like looking at them very much. It may have been this one I saw. I feel like there was grapes involved with the oil pastels. It was on Instagram, so I like this picture, actually. I don't know, like, these are real pretty pictures, and when I'm in the mood to just do flowers and pretty pictures, this is the way to go. It's just I'm not in the mood to do that very often. Like, I color these, and when they're done, I'm like, oh, these turned out great. You know, I love this picture, but the process just isn't, I don't know how to explain it. I just don't get super motivated about it. Like, I color them, they're pretty, and I love this one with the cat sleeping in the hay, though. I color them, they're pretty, you know, but like when I'm thinking of pictures in the past that I've colored that I've really enjoyed coloring, I don't ever reach for these pictures for some reason, and I don't know why. Again, I think it just, people refer to it as seasons, or I refer to it as moods of coloring. You just get in a certain mood or a season of coloring where you like coloring certain ways or certain things. And right now, just, I guess, outdoorsy pictures like this aren't really, there's a couple here and there that catch my eye. Like, this picture's stinking adorable. How have I not already colored this picture? I have been really itching to do a pencils only picture like lately, though. Maybe I come back and just do pencils. I also haven't tried my ink tints in here yet, though I'm sure they'll do well. She seems very unconcerned there's a chicken in the house, but I don't know, maybe it's a very well behaved chicken. That's a suspicious flock of geese. I would be a little nervous being near that many at once. They can be pretty vicious, so. But my point being, you know, at some point, if I really start, you know, getting in the mood to go through these books and coloring all of them and stuff, then I will, you know, at that point I might pick up some of the books I've missed. But this is one where in the past, it's always been an automatic buy for me because you know, she has fantastic art, but I'm just not coloring in her stuff like I do other books. So I'm going to cherish the ones I have. I'm not getting rid of any of them. I'm just keeping the ones I have. All right, a couple more Creative Haven. Cats by Marty Noble is on there. Pretty one with the poppies. And these are not super patterned. There's a little bit of detail kind of in the background or on different objects, but or in the frame, but the cats themselves are very simple. I love that quilt though. I love the look on his face. Won't you join me for a nap? Oh, little buddy, trust me, I am tempted. A lot of fine lines in here. I definitely would want to use pencil or fine liners or like the real fine tips of markers for some of these. I don't get a whole lot of bleed. If it's a really juicy marker, I have to be careful really on any, you know, in any book. But yeah, these are definitely like gel pen, fine liner kind of details. I like the pillows. That one's cute. Oh, all the burbs. All the burbs. I think at this point I'm just going to flip through till I get tired of flipping through books. Maybe that's what we do. I don't know. I'm in a weird mood today, guys. I'm sorry. My mood's been a real... This is a gorgeous picture. Probably my favorite picture in the book. Though this one's also very nice. I've just been in a super bad mood lately. And it is hard to get out of it. That's from the front page, I believe. Also a good picture. I don't believe I will be getting to a live stream this month. I think it's going to have to happen next month. We'll just celebrate the 4-year anniversary of the channel next month. I only have this weekend this month, and I'm pretty exhausted from the week, so... Plus, when I'm in a mood like this, even coloring chats are hard because I just don't want to bore people, and like, I'm not doing anything super exciting. This is cute. I'm not doing anything super exciting, and I'm also just in a grumpy mood, so I hate to be in a grumpy mood on a coloring chat, you know? So, Beautiful Birds by Barlowe is on the list. I do love me some birds. Oh, and they are also listed here as to what birds are in the picture. And it tells you details as well. So this is Painted Buntings in Mangrove Swamp. Female is by nest. So you can look them up if you want to color them certain types. I love when books do that, particularly Creative Haven, where they put one of the George Toufexis color by number books I have, the cats one. They put what type of cat they are in that little edge right there, and I love it. Love it. Especially if you want to be accurate and you don't know what type of animal it is, it's super helpful. Of course, color by number, you're already going to get the colors, but I like knowing what they are. Pretty sure it's a ruby-throated hummingbird, which of course I guess you could color any color you wanted. These kind of have a sketchier feel to them, and they don't have a frame. They're just kind of open-ended. I probably would draw in a frame myself. Actually downloaded an app on my phone. It's from a school, like a college, and you take a picture of the bird and it tells you what type of bird it is. I've been having some fun with that. I can't remember. There was one in my window. I couldn't figure out what it was, and it's like the female bird of a certain species, and of course now I can't remember. I'd have to go look at the app, but I finally figured it out. Yeah, you know, it's funny because like I've noticed with a lot of bird species, like the male birds are like brilliantly colored, and then like the female birds are all kind of like gray and a little bit more dull in color. Like, which I'm sure like male birds use their color and whatnot for like mating potential and stuff like that, but that seems kind of sad to me. Like, I gotta deal with the eggs and the thing and the nest. You could at least make me as bright a red as the male cardinal and not just some kind of dull looking red. Oh goodness. Oh no, that poor squirrel. R.I.P. squirrel. Oh, see, I like squirrels too. Picture makes me a little sad. But it's nature being nature. Ooh, love the owl. Oh no! Nature being nature again. Run, mouse, run. These would be interesting with watercolors, I think, for some of these, because of the sketchy feel of the pictures. So I'm talking about like that. So this is a herring gull. Looking like he spotted somebody's French fries or something, and he's about to ruin somebody's day. Of course, his day will be a lot better, but not the guy that's going to lose his French fries. Bird train. He's the caboose. Oh, and here in the back you get a color guide. That's super cool. So if you don't want to go online, you can at least get an idea of what the different colors are for all the birds here in the back as well. So very cool. Haven't colored in it, but of course, as usual, I do still love the book. Alright, so a number of George Toufexis books are in the 3 for the price 2 sale. This one's marked down to $5-6 US. Creative Haven's color by numbers are usually $10 retail, so if you wanted any George Toufexis color by numbers, now would be a good time to snap it up in this sale. So the country scenes, I don't know if I'm going to go through, well, where are we at? Oh my gosh, we're already 40 minutes in. All right, so country scenes, color by number. I tell you what I'm going to do with the color by numbers. We're going to look at the colored thumbnails, and that way we're not flipping through all the books. So country scenes in the particular is really marked down. I love this one because a lot of the pictures are a little bit simpler than his other books. Plus he uses some unique colors in this one to give it a different feel. So, all right, so yeah, that's what we'll do. So this is, you get thumbnails on the front inside covers as well as the color palette. These also come with 46 pictures instead of just 31. So, well, you can see it bare there, but look at all those bright blues. I think that's one of the reasons I'm so attracted to this one, because of all the bright blues in here. And that's like my favorite color, is that kind of bright, slightly darker blue. And it's also got a lot of reds and fall colors in it too. So there is that cover. There's the cow from the front. Ooh, there's a horse in there. I've already done a page in here for the month. I was really wanting to color in all my George Toufexis books this month. And at first, it looked like that might happen. And now, not so much. Now, if you do want to see what a few of them are like colored in, I could show you that. So here is a cute little one with a squirrel and a gate. This was before I got my towel trees. I used a variety of markers for this, like Prisma and stuff. I noticed that it looks a little more faded. It's not quite as, it's bright, but it's a little more muted than the towel trees. So this was one I did a couple years back. I did use some markers that yellowed some, so I do have a sheet in here. This might be a good one to try to complete next year for 2023. Here's one I did as a buddy color with Ren. Maybe Ren and I can make this our project book, because I think she likes coloring in this one too. This is with the towel trees. Like I said, a little bit different distribution of color. It's something about the color usage in this book that I really like. And y'all get a sneak peek of, well, I already posted this on Instagram, but this was our page we did this month. So, to give you an idea, like I said, a little bit different than some of his other books. Sea Life color by number is on there. Now the palettes all end up looking a little different, I guess, just based on the time these were printed. So this is also, a lot of these pictures aren't as intricate as you can see. And I think I've done one in here, or maybe that was by the sea. Very pretty pictures. And yes, I have colored one in here. Example of one colored would be this one. Now this one does look a little more complex. A lot of small little details. Again, though, I use my towel trees and they always come to bat and come to play. And I always get good results with them in these books. Endless Summer is his newest one. However, he is coming out with a new one in July, which of course he is an automatic buy for me, so y'all will see that when it comes out. It's kind of what the color palette looks like. Again, kind of small. And then this one gives you a big variety of pictures. You get some outdoorsy stuff. You get things like ice cream trucks, things that remind you of summer, of course, like the beach, the grill, the fruit. I like the fruit one. So if you get tired of just doing like landscapes all the time, this one gives you, I think, a nice variety of pictures that aren't just flowers and landscapes. Got a nice little car, a little road trip happening there. Got your little RV. And see, I like coloring the landscapes and the flowers in these. Like, I don't know. Again, it's very strange. I love the beach one right there with the little sandcastle building kit. It looks like a fair booth, a lemonade booth. Tubing. The big water slide I think is cool. And an example of a finished one in here would be... Alright, I saw you. There you are. I did the desert one, which I thought was just gorgeous. Again, it's something about the Southwest pictures, succulents and stuff, I'm really drawn to, even though in real life I'd have no desire to live there, and I don't own succulents or cacti, so I don't know. Just like coloring those pictures. Around the World, George Toufexis. This was the one before Endless Summer. I believe this came out last year now. This one, the pictures are, for the most part, very detailed. There's some that aren't as much, but I'd say this is one of his most detailed books as a whole. And this has all kinds of different places. It's incredible. I think it's one of his favorite books. Well, they're all my favorites. Let's just be realistic here. Like the Great Barrier Reef one. But I feel like he comes up with such great ideas for books. And I understand if you're the type that's like, I'm not really big on color by number, you know, maybe you feel it's too easy. Trust and believe when I say his color by number is a lot different. His color by number is like color by number with muscles. I can spend hours on a picture just because there's so many little bitty areas and lines to fill in. Not all the pictures are like that though, so if you want something a little simpler, they're in here too, but they are pretty complicated. But boy, when they're done, they look amazing. It's rare that I get to, well, okay, sometimes I get tired of coloring the picture if it's taking forever, but then I get done with it and I'm like, wow. So here's a finished one. Now, the more complicated the lines, the fuzzier it can look with just using the markers. Like in this one, like the buildings aren't as crisp because I use markers instead of pencils. So you do get a little, you don't get quite the crisp lines you would with pencil, but I still like the look. So that was the first picture, and then I've also done Morocco, and this is another example of the tiger got a little fuzzy looking around his face. His face looks a little blurry just because I should have switched to fine liners around his face. So I think Glorious Gardens is in there. Now, if you like gardens and flowers, this is the book for you. This one's pretty detailed too, I would say. Hopefully you can see enough from the thumbnails to really get at least some idea of what these books entail. It's just, I would be here for another 2 hours if I flipped through all these books, so And I know it can be hard to find thumbnails online, or find flip throughs and thumbnails of pictures online, so like I said, mostly this is just to give you a vague idea. Ooh, is that a cat picture? I believe that is a cat snoozing on that coffee table. Ooh, sorry. It's got the little garden gnome right there, which I like. I like that picture a lot. Alright. Examples of finished pictures. I think I just have the one in here. And this was a variety of markers, not towel trees, but these seem like they've weathered a little better. Is that the only one? I think it's the only one. I do plan to complete another picture in here this month, though. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, so that's enough George Toufexis. I'm not sure if all his books are on there, but the ones I've showed you definitely are. Alright, so other books. Worlds of Wonder is on there. This is her latest book, though she has another one coming out, Rooms of Wonder, later this year. We might just do a speedy flip through of this because, again, this is double-sided. I didn't see any other of her books on the filter. However, what I would recommend doing is, if you want to see, go look specifically at the pages where the book's being sold, like it's for sale page. It will have promotional offer 3 for the price of 2 on the page. So I have not colored. I've colored one page in this. I know. It's like I keep seeing people's amazing pictures, and I guess I feel intimidated because I just feel like all the good ideas are used up. This would be one where I need to follow a color along. Maybe more than one, and just be okay with it. I wish these would extend out to the end of the page, though. If you ever seen James and the Giant Peach, like that freaky claymation one from like the 90s, that's what that shark reminds me of. So this has a lot of pages with smaller images on it, so if you haven't liked a lot of her stuff because it's been more complicated, I think this is a good choice. But that's part of it, because like I said, I've seen people do all kinds of things, like turn these into just hugely, there's I think one, is it this one or a different one that's got like the clouds around it? I really kind of want to try that. Okay. I love the birds. I really need to do the birds because I've been big on birds lately. So this is the one page I've done, which is all these little scenes. I played it, I set this up as using a limited color palette. So this was yellow, orange, red, and like this purpley, I guess like a pink color. And so then across, so I did it kind of down and across. So like, okay, yellow, blue, purple, black, or something. I did a grid, and so each section is like, so this is orange and blue, this is orange and purple, this is orange and black, this is red and yellow, some yellow, that's where the, I guess, green comes into play. I don't know, did that one play right? Anyway, that was the idea I had, and it turned out pretty cool because I had to use some color combinations in ways that I wouldn't normally do so. Like the red and black, I actually really like. The orange and black, I really like. And then the pink. I don't usually use black as a, main color, except as a background. So This was a lot of fun to do. Okay, so we're just going to speed up a little here. Any of the ones I'm going to note in the description whether I do a full flip through or a condensed flip through. Maybe that's the way to put it. Condensed flip through. Because like I said, I think at the end of the day, most of us just want an idea of what the book looks like. Like once we see, basically once you see, 6-12 pictures, you're probably going to have a really good idea of whether you want the book or not. And if you want a full flip through, there's dozens of them. So this one I tried a bunch of different types of pencils and gel pens and just played with it. Didn't really want to do a background. One thing I did notice on this, if you use heavy pressure on your pencils, text was imprinting on the other page. So, yeah. I don't know if the paper's different because this is an older book. So this one has where you can draw in more creatures. What I probably would do is just not worry about this side and just color that side. I'm not real big into drawing myself, so see, like this one, it's fill in the ram's horns with doodles. Now I would probably do that, like just swirls or something simple. I could probably get do that. Is this one of his hidden objects ones? I saw Doodle Robot did a really, I think it was the zebra, this picture here, where she created a whole background and did this really neat setup with this picture, and it turned out super cool. I think it was that picture. So this one does have quite a few pages where it wants you to draw in things yourself, so that may not be one of your favorite fun things to do. This is a like, here's doodle more crows, embellish the elephant. So there are a lot of pages in here where it's asking you to draw and fill in yourself. So I will probably ignore most of those, I'll be quite honest with you. This is one that has random objects and also random weird little things. So just keep that in mind. I do have one page I've done in here. This was the Arctic Fox I did for Foxy February. What I do with all these random images is just block color them like this, and it always turns out looking really nice. So if you were wondering how to approach that. So yeah, I wouldn't say it's one of my, it's not my favorite of his books. There will be quite a few pages in here, the fill-in ones. I'll either fill them in or I'll just skip over them, or I'll maybe do something really different with them. So probably not my favorite of his books. I would say if you're looking to pick up, unless you like doing that kind of doodle, fill in your own stuff, I would say if you haven't picked up a Kirby book yet, I would pick up a different one. Imagimorphia is one that you could consider. I like this one a lot, though I don't believe I've colored in it. This one does have a lot of double page layouts, and really y'all are only seeing a small part of it. Sorry about that. So this one has a lot of really good double page spreads in it. If you like a project and you like the big projects, and a lot of these do have, again, the random animals and buildings and objects in here. Now, one of these days, I at least want to color one with, all different types of colors, but not there yet. Actually, I believe I did the fox page in this one as well, which is kind of funny. I don't think this one has the fill-in. It just has the random objects. If you don't like that, I wouldn't recommend this. Ooh, that would be the last page. If I was going to color this entire book, I can tell you the spider page would be the very last one I would do. See, these ones that have really open backgrounds, like, I wish I wasn't so exhausted, because I feel like I could come up with some really cool creative ideas. So yeah, not much or no fill in for this one. I kind of like the pirate hat with the fish there, not gonna lie. Some nice robots for you. Oh, okay, there are a few. Though with this one, I don't know if I would fill them in or not. Maybe. I don't know. I would have, like I said, I would have to be inspired. I would have to be in a particular mood for that. There's a lot, like I said, this is the double page spread book, or the complimentary pictures double page, could be a double page spread book. So if you, like I said, if you like projects and you like a lot of double page spreads or complimentary pictures, this, I believe this would be a good choice. So fill in the feathers. Yeah, my other side bled a bit here, but I'm not as worried about that because that's weird. That's pencil though. It is weird the watercolor crayons did that. Well, I don't particularly care about this page anyway. This was a Foxy February page I did last year. Again, blocks of color for the random objects. This is, I think I was using gelatos for the fox. I used these Sargent Art watercolor crayons for the background and tried to do nebulas, and they just turned out blobby. If you use a lot of water in this book, it will start to come apart. I had to actually use a little bit of packing tape to secure the page. So, FYI. Alright. Did it do that on the other side? I guess I should look. Yeah, you can see it's come through a little, but honestly, if I colored this and put a background here, I don't think you would see it. So, and then all the answers to where the objects are at. Alright, plugging along. So, now, actually, let's hold the Grimm fairy tales for the end. They are a bit risque. Some of you may not be your particular cup of tea. There are mythographic books on there. Mythographic Dream Garden by Fabiana Attanasio. I don't have all of these books. Again, these aren't automatic buys for me. I haven't colored in any of them yet. But some of them really do have some great pictures that I'm pretty intrigued by. Now, the latest one, Voyage, does not have hidden objects. This one with the axolotl, I just love. And see, I could do these with marker because they're single-sided. For a minute there, I thought those were marshmallows. Oh my gosh, I'm hungry. Michelle, you need to go eat lunch. You're seeing marshmallows when it's lamps. I'm just doing quick, random flip-throughs, kind of speedy. I feel like these pictures are a little less I don't know, some of the mythographic pictures I see and like honestly my eyes just swim over the picture. Like it's hard for me to see any particular object in that picture because there's just so much going on. It's too busy. It's too busy, but I feel like this one's actually a really good one that's not overly busy. So which I quite enjoy. Is that a flip-flop? Okay, not a flip-flop, but like one of those platform shoes. Huh. Well, that's kind of cool. Here, I feel like you could easily make parts of the picture stand out. I don't just swim entirely over the picture, and I'm just like, I don't know what I'm looking at. So. The Voyage one, I kind of feel like goes there a little bit for me. This one, like I said, is much less. I like this one with the frogs. And there are hidden objects in this one. Just keep in mind. I don't mind them, but I know some people have managed to figure out how to remove them using, like, I guess opaque paint or satin glazing liquid and stuff. So, Wild Winter, Joseph Catamang. And this one's pretty darn cool too. I don't see this one as super busy as a whole. Actually, I think my biggest problem with some of these pictures is knowing where places start and stop. So like here, it's like, okay, this looks like water. No, this is tail. This is part of a horse's tail. Actually, for a minute there, I thought he was getting like lost in a swamp, like we were having a, oh my gosh, what is that stupid movie called from the 80s? The one I can't watch because of it. Oh my gosh, y'all know what I'm talking about. Never Ending Story. There you go. I thought for a minute this was a scene from Never Ending Story, and I was about to have like a PTSD moment from my childhood. Oh, if you don't know what I'm talking about, that's fine. That's fine. You don't need to know. You don't need to know. Trust me, you don't want to know. Anyway, looking at these pictures, sometimes I think when I do start on a picture, it will be trying to figure out where one part ends and one part begins. So like right here, we have the reflection. So the reflection goes through here. This looks like rock. These are mountains. Yeah, so like I said, I would really have to sit here and figure out so I don't accidentally color one part of the picture a color it's not supposed to be. These require, I feel like, thinking. These are thinking pictures. And I got to be feeling pretty good and not be super stressed to have thinking pictures. That one's really neat. Now see, this one's not as bad. Don't get me wrong, I still like Voyage, but I would say if somebody was sitting here with a whip, like, you got to color a mythographic picture, I probably wouldn't reach, Voyage wouldn't be the first one I'd reach for. I'd pick one of these that, you know, may be a little less complex to start. That one's cute. Little snow-covered iguana, and like, is that a fairy house? I'm assuming that's not his house, because him in proportion of that house is not conducive to comfortable living, in my opinion. So this also has hidden objects. Paradise by Fabiana Attanasio. This has been a completely scattered video. I apologize. Do any of these have title pages, or they just start right off? I've never noticed that in the mythographic books. Oh, no, Mythographic Wild Winter had a title page, so did Dream Garden. I wonder, oh, no, it's there. It just was trying to hide from me. I do like the Paradise one. I would say I like the Fabiana Attanasio ones better. I do not have Enchanted Castles because I am not huge on coloring buildings. I actually did color one out of Night Garden as a buddy color for to go a little bit out of my comfort zone. I love this picture. This will be one of the first pictures I think I color. This was one of the pictures that really helped me decide on this book. I don't know what I was saying before that. And now Sid is mad because all my books are in her way. So this one's like actual composition pictures that aren't, you know, some of them are a little flowy like this, but a lot of them are just easy to distinguish pictures. This is the one I wanted to do during the Alphabet Color F month. I had like a really neat idea for it and it just never came up. I would say so far out of all the books, this one's probably my favorite. Just, I could see myself coloring in this one more. And again, I can use my markers because it's single-sided. So why I haven't done it yet, time. I run out of time. And like I said, then it's like, well, you could just color it next month. It doesn't have to be on the months that your alphabet color along falls on. That's true. But I have a stack of books waiting on me next month too. So it's like something's going to get put off longer than a couple months. So, also, hidden objects. Like I said, I think Voyage is the first one. Fabiana has one coming out soon, so I'm really keeping an eye on it. Voyage, I am still thinking about. That one I will probably hold on to for a while. I like it, but, you know, again, do I love it? I don't know. That's one I'm going to hold on to for a while and figure out what I want to do with. Okay, last but not least, we have, so basically I sped through the books that are pretty common. These books I will probably do a full flip through. There's a couple Grimm fairy tale books, and these are a graphic novel comic series where it's rather risque versions of the Grimm fairy tales. The original Grimm fairy tales are kind of dark, so it's kind of dark imagery. It's also kind of risque imagery. So if you're more of the eerie fairy tales or the Fabiana Attanasio cutesy fairy tales, this may not be for you. I like them both, so I don't mind risque drawings. Some people might be offended by them, and you know that's how it goes. No judgment free zone here, but I don't mind them myself. So for those of you that don't mind and are curious about these are on the 3 for 2 sale, so I'm going to show you these. If you don't want to watch these, that's fine. I'm hoping to be back Sunday with a Neocolor 2 demo, hopefully in grains of gold. If anything, we're going to at least just get the Neocolor 2 base on. I really only have like the next 3 days to do it. So we're going to see how quickly I can get that done. Hopefully I'll be able to add a little pencil onto the pictures too. I'd like to have them done by Sunday, but we'll see, because I'm wanting to do the double page in there. So, but I'll be back on Sunday with that. And when is the first day of summer? I think, isn't it the 21st or the 24th? If it's next Tuesday or Wednesday or something, we are going to kick off Watercolor Summer color along, and so I'll have a video on that. Joshua Dunbar has a new book that is going to hit at any point. It is an 80s book. You should go over and check out the preview. There is a Joshua Dunbar does have an Instagram. I'm going to put it down in the description, along with his Facebook group that he co-hosts with Alexandra Frenzis. Y'all should go check out the previews. It is a very unique book, very cool, very 80s, very much my childhood. I am looking forward to it. It's definitely different. I think really the only other one I have is by Lightburst Media, that is an 80s coloring book. So this is real exciting. So I will have a flip through of that next week. And then I'm going to try to pre-record some videos for while I'm gone. But we're going to just have to see how the next 3 to 5 days goes, how Winry does, how life goes. So, all right, Grimm Fairy Tales. Let's start with this one, because the other one's volume 2. I don't know if this is volume 1 or whatever, but these are Amazon printed. They're by Zenoscope Entertainment, and it's a series of artists. They do give them credit, which I think is cool. How to use. the page. Now, again, I feel like I've put out plenty of warning at this point. So if you're clutching your pearls and you're mad at me, sorry, but you know. How a girl could walk down those steps in those shoes, I have no idea. This one's really cool with the, it's almost like cherry blossoms all around her. Now, is this stuff realistic to fight bad guys in? Probably not. I personally would be very uncomfortable. There are a few just random pattern pages in these. No big detailed backgrounds, so I have colored a page in here. You want to see what it looks like colored? I used watercolors and colored pencils for this. And it turned out very nice. Even with the Amazon paper, I was very pleased with it. I love the bears in this picture. I just think they're adorable, chasing the butterfly. He's either trying to prop her up, like he's worried she's going to tilt over there with that, you know, the weight distribution between that giant axe and her behind is really off, and so he's trying to prop her up to make sure she don't tilt over. But this was a lot of fun. I actually quite enjoyed doing this page. Love that, where he's giving her the flower. I like them all. Like I said, I like these books. I like the Fabiana Attanasio books. I love just all the different interpretations of fairy tales. I feel like there's room for all of it, you know. It's a pretty diverse community. I have no idea who some of these people are. The seashells are doing a lot of work there. She's got some industrial size. There's got to be some super glue on those suckers because the water, and they're being held up by hopes and wishes at this point. Or super glue. These can look a little too detailed, like I have to, again, this one's a little more sketchy. I actually kind of like this one. So she's supposed to be Red Riding Hood. I like that one a lot. That might be one of the ones I do next. Just because of her, and then I can do the background, like the circle part of the background. I'm feeling like yellows and blacks, like, for that picture. I like this one too. Kind of like the poison ivy kind of thing going. I don't really get the pattern pages. So. That's a nice little, so is that, I guess she's supposed to be Rapunzel back there with all that crazy hair going in all the directions, maybe? Again, I couldn't tell you who the rest of them are. I think this was Red Riding Hood from the earlier picture. Oh boy, yeah. Not even gonna be able to begin trying to decipher that. It's a really cool picture though. Got a sugar skull look going on. Bootylicious. Some Baywatch vibes here. That looks like a really complicated setup. I like this one a lot too. She's got the steampunk look going on, and she's got the bow and arrows, kind of assassin. I can't with my words today. Look about her. I was trying to come up, there was a phrase I was looking for, and it's just not going to happen, so I just went ahead and said, okay, enough. Alright, so there is that one. Then there is volume 2. I believe I owned volume 2 before I purchased volume 1. Or is this, there might be another one, because I'm not seeing the picture I colored in here. Yeah, so this is volume 2. I wonder where my other one went. Oh well, these are two I know I saw in the 3 for 2 sale. Sleeping Beauty. See, I recognize some of them. The other ones I have no idea. I don't know who this chick is with the glasses. Maybe Belle? Maybe? Since she's the bookish one. Yeah, it does kind of look like a book right there, doesn't it? No. Seven Scary Dwarves. I like that one. Kind of looks like it's from a storybook. Out of the two, I think I like this one better than the other one as a whole. Oh, this one has, so again, I'm not huge on Alice in Wonderland, but boy, do I like the different types of art interpretations of Alice in Wonderland. And like, I really enjoy this picture. So like as a whole, I've never read the book, and like, I can tell you the last time I watched an Alice in Wonderland depiction. These remind me a little bit of the old school horror movies, like the Snow White one and this one, where they have the terrified look on the woman's face, like the old sci-fi horror movies. A little, obviously way more risque than that. This was one of the pictures I really enjoyed. This was one of the ones that really drove me to get this one, because I love this picture. Love her hair. Oh my gosh. If only. This picture. This picture cracks me up. Ah! It's a nutcracker. Oh. Anyway. I like this one a lot too. I always like the rangers, the assassins, like the small, quick little women that are characters in like RPGs and stuff. What is happening down here? Okay, never mind. I think I got it figured out. I was like, what is happening with her legs? Yeah, see, that old school horror. Yeah, again, this, if I was going to color in this book, I would not do the pattern pages. I can tell you that right now. I would consider it completed without the pattern pages. But that spider page would be the last one I would do. Yeah, the other one I have is called Different Seasons. I didn't see that in my quick scan of the list, but I do have that one. I have no idea where it went, though. It's getting to the point I am having trouble locating some of my books. Oh, that would have been a good one for this month with the hearts. I am holding that fan. I tell you, some of the composition of these pictures, the Nutcracker one and this one with a fan, this just cracks me up. Just cracks me up. Yeah. I think overall, I can't remember about the Different Seasons one, but I much prefer the art in this one. You even have a Christmas picture. Ooh, I love that one. Sorry, it's getting a little hard to hold this one. Oh, she's got them all tied up. The little mice are supposed to be helping her. Okay. So yeah, I mean, they've got other ones out there. Yeah, Different Seasons is the other one I have. I have not looked at the Myth and Legends one. I have to see if I can find that one. And of course they have just the Alice in Wonderland book. I wonder if there's any duplicates from these books. So, oh my gosh, you asleep? That took quite a bit of time. When I started this out, this is not quite how I had expected this to go, but here we are. Hopefully, if you were looking at any of these books, this has been helpful for you. Now I have to put all my books back. Actually, no, now I have to go to the description and have fun putting that together. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you found something. Oh, well, Cute and Creepy by Camilla de Erico is also on there. I'm not going to do a flip through, but I am going to bring that up just in case you're still here. This one's on there as well. Not her latest book, but this one. And I still haven't colored in this, and I really, 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 really want to. So, which y'all, again, you've probably seen this everywhere. So, alright. So, I will be back hopefully Sunday with new Color 2 tutorial. And again, Watercolor Summer will be kicked off the beginning of next week. I should have a flip through of Joshua Dunbar's book. Well, I say that. Has anybody else been having problems with Amazon and the U.S. Postal Service? I have had 2 or 3 shipments just in the last month or two just seemingly get lost for like the better part of a week and then show up. But my husband ordered some stuff the other day and it showed up fine. So I don't know. It's like I'm cursed or something. But as long as it doesn't get lost and gets here when it's supposed to, I will have a flip through that as soon as it goes live. And all the links are going to be in the description. I will put as much info in there as I can. And yeah, thanks for watching. Bye for now.